Convert now. There's another recording conversion in progress. Please convert this recording after meeting. Okay. All right, so I don't know what that's all about. But here we are. I'm gonna turn on my video. Why it's not turned on right away? Gotta fix that recording setting. All right, participants. Put that in the corner. I don't see anybody. Nothing happened there. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen. Good morning. Welcome to Adam's Friday Flow. Good morning. Welcome to Adam's Friday Flow. Now I'm going to open my share screen. And there it is. Oh, I want that to be shared though. I have to switch out of that guy. So I've got the right thing set up. All right. Now I'll share screen. In fact, I should probably close that one. There we go. That one. And yeah, there we go. Okay. Now I'll click on this guy, double click, and there it's shared. You don't see my email and all the other stuff that I had available a moment ago. So that was a good start. Okay. Adam's Friday Flow. Here it is. All right. Close this extra screen here. Move this thing out of my way. And present. Adam's Friday Flow Forum. Maybe I should change this to True Entrepreneurs as well. So that I've been trying to decide whether I should take the Adams off or not, and also forum, descriptive, but for entrepreneurs tells you for who, as opposed to like, just flow. Anyway, that's a thing we're gonna figure out here. Gardening for creativity is our goal. So we're gonna talk about, or I'm hoping to talk about, how gardening is going to be helpful, partly for our own sanity in this time of isolation, but also in a way to think about our business, using ideas like from permaculture. Let's see if I actually have it printed up too. So we're recording this for anyone who's going to show up, and you can find it on my website at sparksflow.com. Last week's is not posted yet. Of course, last week was a bunch of Zoom bombing, which was really quite an experience. I feel privileged to be part of that, but at the same time, it was sort of emotional. So we got through that. When people do join, I'd like them to add their name and the name of the company, as well as what you do and for who. And I'd like you to type it on the chat on the side at any point, but also when I actually talk to you, I want to know kind of more about that. And if you do any links on the side, use http www.tolinks. You add that on the front, and that way it'll link. And because otherwise there's nothing on the chat that you can actually copy and paste. It's kind of weird. I, as a presenter, can get the chat, and something just flipped here. Oh, it went away. Sharing is paused. Bring your shared window to the front. What is this thing? Oh, so I was converting another recording, and it decided to bring that up for me. Wasn't that nice? Close that. Zoom would like to record this computer screen. Grant access. I thought I did that already. Now, this is a really funky morning. It's already got access. Okay. Don't know why it's giving me that problem now. So let me find out where it's at. Bam. There, back in the front. So something out there was helping out. So again, if you type when you type your business on the side, we can't copy or paste off of chat, found out. So what we do instead is if you put a link on there, you can make it active. So then people can at least click on that link. And what we could do is we could make it so there's like a place you can make business cards. And I want to look that up. That'd be cool. So a business card, virtual business card. So you just put that link there. They can click on it. It takes them to that business card. So you do both. You post your information on here, but then also you'd make a business card link so people can link to that business card. Someone else has done that with me. They've had a virtual business card. I'll look into that. Anyway, so that would be cool. Anyway, I'm gonna also post a lot of this stuff on when I record it on YouTube. My plan is to take the chat and I put it in the description. I take out a bunch of the nonsense or useless stuff, but if you have your information on there, I would add that on there, unless of course you ask me not to. So recording, oh, did I have that on there twice? Trial and error, Adam Sparks, meaning improves productivity. Whoa, wait. Oh, no, it's because I'm rolling this mouse and it's going different directions than I expect it to. I've been switching back and forth from an old Apple computer. And this is trial and error. I've been switching back and forth between an old Apple computer, one of these guys, with making activities for my daughter to use during this time. She's actually doing programming with MIT's Sparks. No? Is it Sparks? Am I only realizing that now? Scratch. No, that's Scratch. That's what it is. MIT Scratch program where she can like program how like this window of characters moves around by the different codes she drops over and drops into the program screen. But because of that, I've been using this guy, which has the opposite direction of the scroll. So this whole switching back and forth, I have no more muscle memory for the right way to do it. And so I'm getting confused here as I'm trying to scroll through my slides. Ugh. Anyway, that's a whole thing in itself. And I could streamline that, but I'm not going to figure that out anytime soon, I don't think. So I'm going to struggle with that for a few weeks still. Trial and error. Oh, I just pushed the space bar. That's a way that I don't have to remember which way I'm going. I'm just going to remember to push the space bar. Trial and error, meaning improves productivity, improve behavior by changing your reflective future. Oh, so this is like partly ready for this discussion, and it's partly not. Let me fix it so it's actually totally ready for this discussion. I'm going to escape, and that'll bring me to here. So then I will adjust this guy. Maybe I should change the color of these ones too, so that I know when I'm actually getting to the actual presentation. I don't know, it's a possibility. Maybe I'll make those gray. Think about that one. Okay, trial and error. Meaning improves productivity. Trial and error with plants. Like with plants. Oh, okay. There's this zone thing I want to talk about. Oh, it's another thing. I want to try and always bring in a little scribble as I'm doing this. Just to, use it as a practice. Then, so mini improves productivity. So zones as in permaculture. Permaculture. Yes, okay. Zones in permaculture. Oh, I thought about this all the time and I was like, oh, I'll put that on there. I'll put that on there. And then I didn't. So that's one of those things I gotta also make sure I do. Should check my slides before this. I have not figured out this routine stuff for making the YouTube channel happen or for this this chat thing to happen. I've got mixed feelings of whether I want someone to show up today or not. I'm like, well, I'm not really on top of things. So if there's someone else there, I have to explain it to everyone. But sort of enjoy talking to you, my future audience, and myself pretty much at this moment. Until then. What was the other thing I know there's like all kinds of ways I could go with this. Trial and error. Well, that's definitely what I'm doing, like with plants. I mean, the trial and error thing with plants, that was, oh. So I used to teach a class. I was a science teacher, and we did all these plants, and these kids would have these really long stemmy things, and it's called leggy when you're dealing with plants, and it means that it hasn't got enough light, so it's the plant is using up all of its energy to get stretched out somewhere so where it can get to sunlight, and so that when it finally gets to the sunlight, it can grow greatly. You know, you've seen that, like if there was a rock or a piece of plywood laying on grass or other plants. Like I remember when I lived on a farm, there's stuff laying around on us, stuff everywhere. You're picked up, so when you pick it up, you look underneath, and you see these long kind of white parts of the plant that stretch all the way over to the silhouette of the plywood, and then it's finally growing up there. Or there's that stuff that still looks all, pale white, sort of zombie-like over here underneath and it's all trying to use the little bit of energy it still has left to stretch itself to where it can get some sunlight. So that in itself is probably a nice learn from the plants. Maybe, I don't know about that. That seems kind of weird. All right, going back to the trial and error thing. So anyway, I had someone from the extension office come into my classroom, and that was great to have her come in and talk to us about the plants. And she kind of said that, things were going to fail. Like these kids, as they're trying to grow this stuff, there's stuff that's going to fail and there's stuff that's going to work. And it's just, you just have to try it. And that's half of gardening. It's just, you just keep on working on it. And sometimes you'll see growth and a lot of times you won't. I've got my roommate, or my wife and I have someone who rented a room in here, and they've got this planter out there, and she's tried to plant things numerous different times in numerous different ways, and none of them worked. But so nor have we really done much with that, because we just haven't kept with it. We did a little trial and we did a lot of error. So persistence. That is what I'm going to take from that. Persistence. There we are. So if we continue to persist on that, I've got someone coming. Hey, you. What? All right. Sweet little visitors. Okay, so learn from the plants, persistence. I think I'm gonna make that the second note, and then I'll talk about the zoning thing. Oh, I know what it was. Trial and error. Maybe I like the persistence thing more. And I'll get rid of the trial and error. Learn from plants. Yeah. Trial and error doesn't seem to add much. But the other thing is that gardening, oh yeah, creates calm. Okay. So now I started with one idea. I'm gonna switch to a different one. Back to this. Gardening creates calm. So this was in the magazine I used The Week, and they aggregate stuff from different magazines. That in itself is kind of a deal. But anyway, they aggregate information from different magazines, and one of the ideas, said baby, said child. Okay, she went away. One of the articles was about how gardening actually can have a great effect on how you feel, because it's calming. If you continue to make mistakes on it, then that's going to be a problem. But that goes back to the persistence thing. So if you're persisting, you sort of like tending to it, you're watching it, you're paying attention to it as it grows. This is a very common metaphor. But the great thing about right now is for a lot of people, you're home anyway. So you can create a beautiful atmosphere and then also create that sort of tend to that garden and learn from it. Do the metaphor. I mean, that metaphor is used everywhere. It's like in the Bible, it's in tribal traditions, it's everywhere. Like, and even today, well, actually today it's not used very much because we don't do a lot with farms and gardens. At least those of us who live in the city. Like, there is a real dearth. Is dearth the right word? Dearth of gardening stuff. So there's a lack of it. We don't have much of it out there. So we don't really have this experience. So gardening can actually help them. So gardening can actually help with that that sort of theme of gardening can help with that theme. So gardening can help. I'm thinking about this here. Gardening can help with the theme. There's a little distraction in the background. So all those distractions, I kind of want to leave the cat on because the hat gives them more of a theme for, like, you know, being a farmer or a gardener. Whereas if I flip to these, I may not get as much background sound going on. But oh well, I'm going to switch over because then I don't have to deal with the background sound happening as much. There, look at that. Now look all. All right. There, look at that. I look all metropolitan now. Or more like, I'm doing a podcast. I'm not out in my little farm or yippee-ki-yay or something or other. Anyway, so I like the hat. It's good for branding sort of things. But this is also, I like this look too. And part of making a good brand is working on the look. So little vanity is helpful. Yeah, real helpful. So gardening creates calm. During this time, it's a great way to sort of like calm things down. Now, also, this is a good thing. I need calm right now because there's nobody showing up on my show right now. So I'm just talking on these points because I'd like to have something to post on YouTube, and I would be, if I had someone else to talk about, I'd like shoot through these and make that real quick and easy. But I got time to babble, so I will continue to share my little grains of wisdom with you. Learn from the plants. Oh, persistence. Yeah, that whole thing. Oh, going back to the gardening creates calm thing. The point with that too is that's a hobby that you can feel a lot of accomplishment in, especially if you've done a little bit of it before. Now, if it's something you're doing totally new, you can still learn a lot from it. But something that was pointed out in another article that I can't remember where I read from. That's too bad. I should have written that down. Anyway, so there's another article that was talking about how we deal with being home. And one of the big things that they're encouraging was for you to do some sort of activity. Oh, I know what it was. That's right. Gardening keeps calm. So I am writing my notes down here. It is from Morgenstein. Julia Morgenstein? I should look that up, sir. Julia Morgenstein. And her book, Making Work Work. Making Work Work. And she talks about making time in your day. And this is like, she was not thinking about the coronavirus back 20 years, 30 years when she wrote this book. I don't know when it was exactly. Julia Morgenstein, Making Work Work. Making Work Work. Making work for the highly sensitive person. Very Jigger. Oh, that's interesting. Never check email in the morning and other unexpected strategies from making work your life. Book by Julie Morgenstein. Okay, making your work life work. Oh, work life work. That's what it's called. And it is Julia Morgenstein. Morgan Stern. The professional community may not like the fact that I'm messing that name up. Morgan Stern. I can think of her as Stern. She's not very though. She seems to be quite delightful now. Making work life work. That's the name of her book. Okay. Yeah, and there was another time when I was like, oh, I should write that down. I'm gonna use that. And then I didn't make a note of it in here. Gardening creates calm. But anyway, so the way that she uses that, she uses gardening as an example, but she also says, do something you enjoy. That's the point. So if you like to doing art, and then do that art. There was a friend that I have that I was talking to on Coffee and Creatives, and she talked about how she wasn't getting to doing her painting because of all her kids and all this other stuff. And I held back, but maybe I should have went ahead and said it, because after reading this, I was like, oh, I should have really pushed for it. As like, you gotta make a time for that priority in your life. And there's a couple things that are a reason for that. One is also Julie Morgenstein saying that creates calm. It gives you a sense of revigoration. You think it might like squeeze more into your day and make it so you don't have as much time, but the energy that it'll give back and feed with you will be worth it. And you might find out that actually you have more time because you have more energy and you have more focus and more guidance. This relates to another thing from one of my big guiding books, Flow, by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, from a book, Flow, by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. See, I always try and throw an extra M in there because I think there's another one in there. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. There we are. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. And his book, he talks about, he did this study where, or actually maybe he didn't do it. Maybe it's not in that book. I don't remember it from that book. I remember it from the book Drive that talked about that book. And Drive is by some author. I'm gonna look that up. I've got the time though. There's no one else like jumping on here, so I can look this stuff up and not bother. I'm gonna Drive book. Drive: The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us, by Daniel H. Pink. There. Copy that and put it on my little notes here. Copy this, by Daniel H. Pink. See? And it's got a really cool little thingy on there. Bam. See, I wanted to paste on there with boom. Bam, bum, 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 bum. There. I've got riff tone in the background so that you can really enjoy my Daniel H. Pink. There we go. And then what was the other thing? I want to see this video now. I'm like all curious. What is this Drive video? Preview. Is it just about the book? Drive. Oh, this is lame. I don't want this. That's right. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, he's going to show his being big fancy vehicle in the background, but I don't care about that. We're going to do this. Subscribe, productivity game. YouTube Premium. Huh. Oh, this is kind of, it's cool and all, but it's kind of like a boring. So I'm gonna zoom it up. That's right. What should he do? That's, no, we don't want that. Hmm. That's gonna go. Okay, so it does autonomy. All right. Oh, it's just already talks about. Let's see here. Hmm. See, if you're feeling any of those, that's your problem. Now that, oh, that's cool. I like that. Okay, so I like this sort of thing. He's kind of talking about how he can rearrange all this stuff. And I hope that using all that is not going to be infringing on anyone's copyrights. But I'm going to probably keep that in here just because it's sort of processing ideas. The thing he's talking about, overwhelm and underwhelm, and finding the right spot though. Oh, I'm pull out my drawing screen. So in order to pull out my whiteboard, I'm going to switch to whiteboard here. I'm going to show you a graph, but to do the graph, I'm going to draw it. So I've got my X Pen keyboard here. So I'm going to get this guy out. So I've got this with my little pen here, and this is the first time I'm going to use it. And again, since there's nobody else here to bother me, it'd be nice if someone else here to bother me. Then they could be talking while I'm actually doing this adjusting. But they're not, so I'm going to do this adjusting. I have to plug this guy in. So here's the problem. I have a mouse. This is a MacBook I'm using, MacBook Air, and it has two USBs. These headphones use one of the USBs, and my mouse uses another USB. So if I plug this in, that means I've got to use it instead of one of these items. There's also a USB splitter, and I have some of those. I don't have them right here, and they might be old anyway, kind of like my other MacBook. Okay, so now this is set up, it's oriented the right way. I have my pen. I'm going to draw. Draw. What's this? Okay. I have my participant screen. Okay. Let's move the participant screen. Oh, I made the participant screen really big. So I close that. Come on, close. Using this thing is, why is this hard? Oh. There. Close the participant screen instead of making like the huge. I have this piece of cloth underneath where it's at, so it's messing up the touch anyway. So I didn't install a driver for this X Pen, so maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know. I thought it was working before. Technical problems are part of this whole story. Technical problems. There we go. Not sure why it suddenly did it. All right, and now I'm actually able to draw. So I wonder what that's all about. There we go. Real happy. Anyway, make little swirls. Ooh, see how that's nice and smooth though? As opposed to using the mouse. So watch if I use a mouse, I'll try and make the same swirl. Yeah, totally advantage of using the pen. But using the pen is nice. I'm going to draw my stuff. So how do I erase everything? I can do this. I can undo. I can clear. All right, let me clear the whole thing. Clearing the whole clear. Oh, then it gives me a drop-down menu to do something else, like clear all drawings, clear my drawings, clear viewers' drawings. Oh, I can clear the viewers' drawings, and then I still know where these things are. So if I trace this, I trace the old thing that was here a little bit. I'm not actually drawing it very well, but I'm going to see how this looks on the video, because to me it looks like I've just got double vision going on. But for you, maybe you already did it. That's kind of cool. Okay, clear all drawings, clear my drawings. Oh, so someone else could be drawing too. That's, well, that's probably how, that's probably how the Zoom bombers started writing absurd words across my screen last time, because they went to their, oh, I'll do whiteboard and I'll draw on there. But that's cool. In my conferences, I can actually do that. And I won't draw, you know, rude words and stuff. I have a better understanding of what being a visitor on this thing is, being a participant, as opposed to Zoom bombing folk, you know. Anyway, that's cool. So I can clear my drawings as opposed to clearing everyone else's drawings who would be on here with me, those who might be here, who aren't, but that's okay. I still have like a whole half hour that I can be talking. And I have another presentation coming up here in just a bit. So I wonder if you can hear the crying in the background right now, because I can hear it through the headphones. But the reason I put this on is to sort of like focus in on my voice as opposed to like the distant happening there. Oh, if I put it too close, you get my mustache making little twinkles. That's interesting. There, no twinkles of the mustache? Nothing? Okay, good. Format. Oh no. Format. I'm gonna make it red, burgundy, right? No, that's the line that I'm doing. Anyway, so what else does format do? Format width of the pen. I can change the width of the pen. So let's do that. I'm going to do, oh, what's that? So if I'm clicking on a point there, an erase. Oh, is that what it is though? Is this erase? Okay. I'm going to roll with this. I'm going to change the color I'm using so that we're talking about. So if we're, let me put in text. So if I have text here, and I'm going to change the format of text to match my border. And can I rotate this? I don't think I can. I think it's just going to be where it is. All right, so on this side, okay. On this side, we're going to write, this is challenges. And down here, we're going to write, I guess I can double click on it. All right, challenges, and then skills. So these are your challenges versus your skills, and on this graph. And so this is according to, again, the book Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. And this here, skills. There, I'm going to draw a line here, bump. And I'm going to make this straight lines. And I'm going to make them red. Great. So in here, there's like this area, like this. Oh, hey, keep coming with me. All right, great. There's a spare area in here that this is the optimal space. It's a match between challenges and skills. Whereas up here, I'm going to go back to my text. Or I'm going to see if I can draw words in here. Let's see if we do that. I have to like press and hold down for a while. That makes it nicer. And over here, this is, okay, it's too challenging for your skills. If it's too challenging for the skills you have, then in this area, it's going to be overwhelmed. Oops, I think I want thinner text, but it's not letting me do that. Oh, format. Because it had thick ones there, but I don't know what that was about. So I can undo that. Then I write overwhelm. And this one is underwhelm, or basically bored, right? Underwhelm. I think I'm going to erase some of these squirrelies because they make it hard for you to see the words I'm saying. Bam, bam, boom. Great. Overwhelm. See, it's a lot clearer to see now instead of all that squiggliness nonsense, right? And right here in the middle, I'm going to make this an exciting green. And I'm going to say here with a thicker pen, I'm going to say flow. Oh, that's the eraser. Command Z. I could do Command Z instead of do, but I need to make sure I go back to my pen. And it's still on that. So I have to click on it. I have to wait a little bit. It seems. Flow. Oh, it takes a while for this to register. See, I started that W too soon and started moving before my computer had understood that I was actually writing something in there. I wonder if that'd be affected by having this is a little pause I got put in there. That's interesting. I wonder if a driver would actually help this pen work better, or if it has to do with Zoom, or if it has to do, I don't know. There's so many different things that could be causing this. So this is flow is the area between skill and challenges where you're really feeling the best. And apparently it's right around in this area up here, you know, and beyond, that you're really going to get that amazing feeling of like timelessness and really experience of feeling optimal psychology experience. As opposed to down here, this space has more of a feeling. I think it has a name for it, but I can't remember what it was. It's just really not. It's really not, you know, heightening your experience. It's like a little challenge, a little skill. Like, yeah, you can do it. There you are. That could be boredom too, I guess. Not really sure what. I forget what that was. I can look it up. In fact, I will because I have time. I'm trying to push escape to get out of this, and it's telling me I can't do that. So it means I go up to the corner. Oh, yeah. I go up and clicking on the click exit full screen. I just have to push down and hold for a while. That is something I don't really like doing. Now here in the background, I'm hearing my kids crying in the kitchen. So I'm gonna find out on the video if you can actually hear that too, or if my headphone trick with this speaker in my mouth actually helped solve that problem, or at least reduced it. Overwhelmed, flow. Now I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I was looking up what flow was about. I haven't got to the zones thing. I should probably do the zones thing here too soon. Let me finish this, then I will go to talk about zones, because that is cool. Otherwise I want to put it on here, right? I haven't done that. Did I have this thing playing the whole time and I didn't share that screen? I bet I didn't. Oh, so at a new share screen, I'm going to go to sharing my Google Chrome. Double click. And there, now I can see it. This was the video that I was watching, and I don't want to have this. We're not going to do YouTube at the moment. Maybe later. But productivity game. Okay. I'm going to click on this one. Drive. Daniel Pink was the other thing. So if I look up here, flow graph. Mathematics images. Maybe I should optimal flow. Flow. Here, even it says here, Mihaly. Checks Mihaly. So flow. Bum, 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 bum. So it's got a couple different ways it says about it. So, okay, here's one that gets it. So this guy, he says, ecology of flow from Planeta. I shouldn't send feedback. Anyway, right down here it says apathy in this corner. See challenge level, skill level, low, low, high, high, down on this. Oops. Well, we're going to go to this guy's webpage here, like Flow Psychology, Planeta.com. There's lots of these out there. This is probably one they made themselves. Can I scroll up using this pen thing? How do I do that? I don't know. I'm just going to use my touchpad. So down here, they've got apathy is what will happen because, you have the skill and it matches the challenge, but you're not going to do much. Whereas flow up here is like, this is high skill level and high challenge level. I'm really in there. Back here, there's arousal, which is like, oh, that's pretty interesting, but I'm sort of out of my realm, this is kind of the edge that I like to spend on. I'm like, oh, this is like way out of my realm. Kind of like this casting thing. This is out of my realm. And also why I'm having a hard time getting back to the zone thing with permaculture, because I already know that. Like that's sort of down here of like relaxation or boredom or apathy, right? So that's why I'm having a hard time going back, because I'm addicted to this stuff. Arousal and flow. I'm like, in a very, very platonic sense that I'm really enjoying, what's going on. And it's like, oh, whoa, this is neat, but it's a bit beyond me. And it gets into anxiety a bit and sometimes worry. Cool. So that was that. I'm going to move on now. I'm going to go back to the zones and I'll get back to my lovely drawing method. But I'm going to share screen. I'm going to change what screen I'm sharing. I've got to push down slightly on the pen and wait a little while. I'm going to go to my whiteboard. Now, actually, I'm going to go back to this flow psychology thing because I want to share okay. I'm going to close this share screen. You don't see that part, but you've got this in front of you. I'm gonna go back to my flow form and see down here, zones as in permaculture. There, now I got that image. Now I'll go continue on to, I've got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna go back to my, I, I have enjoyed working with you today and talking with you, future audience, in this little video here, uh, which is good because I was feeling anxious about not having one to talk to. So I'm glad you're here. The new stage. Oh, new share. I'm gonna go back to new share. I'm gonna go to the whiteboard. I'm gonna do some more drawings with you. So here's this guy. I can get here, go down, and I'm gonna make a new page. Look at that. I've got page 2. So I can go back to page 1 if I wanted to. See, there's my overwhelm, underwhelm, and I'm gonna go back to page 2, and I've got this here. And I'm gonna go to my drawing tools, and we're gonna talk about zones. So I'm gonna grab a square with this drawing tool, and I'm gonna make a square. So this is like, imagine this your home, right? Well, we're gonna make this backyard because it's green, okay? And, or your front lawn. Let's call that your front lawn. And this is gonna be the house. Boom, boom. All right. Can I format that? Well, I've still got it. Can I change the color? Nope, it is still this one. So I gotta make another square around that if I do that. Okay. All right, so say that's your home. Okay, and then this is your front yard. And and you've got a driveway here somewhere. I'm just gonna put a driveway. So if you have a driveway, which color are we gonna make the drive? We're gonna make it gray. Do I have gray? There's no gray. Huh. I'll make it black. All right, so you have your driveway here. And then you're gonna have a door somewhere in here. So the idea is that if you have, oh, it's like semi-transparent. Oh, I know why. So that's how you get gray. You do transparent. In your draw tools, you have the outline, which you see there, and you have semi-transparent, which is what this green space and this black/gray driveway is. And then you have solids, which is this thing here. And I'll try. So maybe you have a walkway. Oh wait, yeah, a walkway that goes from your driveway to your door, right? There you go. So there's different zones. I'm gonna go back to just using a pen now. And I'm gonna do the pen, and I'm gonna do, what color are we gonna do this in? So the different zones we're gonna do in blue. So you've got zone 1, I believe, this is the area that you are definitely gonna walk by. So this is where you put your different plants. I'm gonna stamp some plants in here. So this is your plant, and I'm gonna change the color, green, and you're gonna put a plant here and here. That is not green. Weird. I don't know why it's the wrong color. Anyway, you're gonna put these plants right here because these are the plants that you're gonna actually see every day if you're going in and out of your building. Now today, it's different because few of us are actually going outside to go driving around unless we have one of those like essential jobs. So you'd have it here in your kitchen or, you know, over here in, you know, right by your bedroom door, right where you're gonna do. So that's where you put these plants, and that's gonna be zone 1. All right, so let's do this, zone 1. You know you're gonna spend some time there. We're gonna make them blue, zone 1. And so those are places you pass by. We're gonna use text, and we're gonna make that the blue color, and we're right here, zone 1. Zone 1, okay. Often visited, okay. And we're gonna change the tone now, and we're gonna change it to green. And oops, that's not what I want to do. I don't know, change the whole thing. I'll just change that. Now click off. Now click here, zone 2, and this one we're gonna do in dark green here, And so zone 2 is like stuff that's like not, zone 2, draw, wave and drawing tool. This is not so often visited. But it's, oh, I need to change the color. Control Z. And I'm going to change my color to match that. So these are like not so often visited, but like within reach areas. And they might be, you know, maybe the washroom. I don't know, it's if we're talking about inside or outside, or maybe right up outside your back window or something. Something that's out, but you know, you see it. It's pretty obvious. It's something you'd have to kind of go out of your way. And then there's like zone 3. And we're going to make that brown for balance. Zone 4. Oops. We're going to make the text because I have to reselect the text. Oh, it doesn't like that. Why don't you like that? Got it right here. All right, there. Zone 3. So on and so forth. Get the idea that further away, you have then this zone 4 stuff, which is like you've got a zone 3, and so you have to walk a ways to get to it, and that's going to be out here somewhere else. Now there's going to be another zone even further out, so we can even make that this burgundy color. You know, these are the things that you've got another zone way out here. But you know, even like way over here, or maybe you have like a community garden that you have to go all the way out to, or something like that. The idea is that those are things you have to make a conscious effort to get to. So what you'd put here is you put herbs in zone 1, and in zone 2 you'd put, you know, plants you need to water every other day or something, and then the stuff in the garden you need to set that up as automated or something else. Not that permaculture is totally going to, you know, encourage you to use like plastic tubing and all that stuff, but you know, if it's the way that's going to get it watered, that's what I would do. So the way that this applies to gardening your own business is you also have things that you want to get done in your business, or conversely, you want to have things that you can do outside of your business, so you actually have a purpose for your business and you actually enjoy your business, like your family, right? Or your art, or if your art is not your business, or you know, something that fosters who you are. You want to put those things in zone 1. These are like critical things you need to do every day and constantly. You want to put it some space in your bayou in zone 1 so that you foster and you're continuing to water and nurture that particular item. And then things that are like, you know, important, but you don't need to do immediately or constantly every day, that'd be in zone 2 and zone 3. And of course, some of us have offices we're not even visiting, those on zone 5 because we're not supposed to go out. So you figure out what those things are and you put them close by. And hopefully that'll make you enjoy your business and your life more. It'll match your challenges with the skills that you have, that you're living up here in optimal flow. I hope you have a great day and keep the sparks flowing. That's where I'm going to end it. I'm going to go and edit that out. this part here that I'm continuing to talk.